Africans are most people that are bearing the brunt of all this, instability, all these wars, conflicts going on in the world, whether they are happening on our continent or outside our continent. Africans are the one. Let me explain to you. Like, if you're an African in the diaspora, like many of us are going through, like for example, the war that is happening between Russia and Ukraine. You see, Africans anywhere we are in the world, we're just like the one going through a lot of all those things. Like, we are the one at the bottom line of the hierarchy. You see, we are like the ones at the bottom line of the hierarchy. And then you see these other ones. Okay, look, for example, the war that is going on between Russia and Ukraine. Okay, now when Russia invaded Ukraine, and then okay, we know, of course, the first people that were victims, like Ukrainians, then the people living in Ukraine, most Africans and other international students, right, or people working there and all that. Now, what you see is like when many people moved out of Ukraine, yeah, of course, the first, problem is like, yeah, people had to leave their property, they had to leave everything and all that, and then, they moved into, to other European countries and all that. Now, imagine Africans living in Europe, in other European countries. Now, they increase the tariff, increase their, the taxes, there's so many things. There was inflation all over Europe because people were paying for the unnecessary war, which was caused by the West. You see, they caused the war. They say Russia is the aggressor, but we know that the West was the cause of the war. All right. Now, they caused the war, and then now it's ordinary citizens that are paying for the war through the inflation, through the taxes. They increase the taxes, they increase the tariff, the electricity gone up, so many things went up after the war, which was like, okay, paying because government had to gain more money from the from the masses, and that was how they did. And then guess what happened with the Africans living in these countries? They have to be the one that will pay because through their jobs and all that. Other people were paying, of course. Every citizen has to pay increased tax, increased tariff, and all that. But when you look at Africans, for example, because of the kind of jobs that many of us are doing in all these countries, like we're doing more work, more hard labor, okay, doing all these cleaning jobs, doing all these other jobs, caring jobs and all that. So they do more hard labor without any increase in salary, and they are paying more taxes. And then on top of that, with the demand from home, financial demand from home. So you see that there's more problems for Africans living in all these countries because the inflation is like all over the world now, especially in Africa.